I think humans work backwards a lot. We see the effects of climate change and most of us don't care. We're still working 40 hours a week when studies have shown that most office workers aren't even productive for 8 hours a day. It seems like we aren't as efficient as we could be. That's why today I wanted to talk a bit about efficiency and how I think we could be more efficient or why we should be more efficient. So it's no secret that I try to be as efficient as possible. I clean the washroom while my clothes are washing downstairs. I do some work while my food is cooking. I try to be as efficient as possible because I don't like doing those housekeeping things. So I might as well do them at the same time, so then I save time. Instead of waiting for the laundry to finish and then doing the dishes after that, I put the laundry in and then I do the dishes while the clothes are washing. But I read this thing where there was this guy and he was a programmer or something like that, and he essentially found a way to automate his job. He was like I said, he was a programmer or something along those lines, software engineer or whatever it is. And I guess somebody found out that he found a way to automate his job and he was fired from his job. I read that and I said, how can he have been fired for making his job easier? Like, does that make any sense? You could say, sure, maybe he was being paid to do a job and then he found a way to finesse the system, I guess, because then he could have been working another job or whatever, or he could have been sitting on his ass, right? Nobody really knows. But you're trying to tell me that he was fired for having the intuition and mental fortitude to automate his job? Like, he was fired for that? Now, I'm not in that situation, so I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I can just, try and guess and say, if I was the boss, I would give him a promotion. I would bring him in and I would show him all of our systems and I would ask him what else he can kind of work on or change what lines of code here so something else can be automated. Isn't that what we should be working towards? We should be working towards being more efficient to get things done faster, because then when things get done faster, we can do more things throughout the day and then everything just moves a little smoother. That's just how I look at it. I don't know. It's like that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can. If you haven't seen that movie, skip to this time in the video, whatever time it's going to be, to avoid the spoilers. Just before you do skip though, it is a great movie and you should watch it. So this is the last spoiler warning right here. So if you watch past here, watch at your own risk. But when you look at a movie like Catch Me If You Can, you had somebody that found a way around the system. He started using, I think they were called payroll checks or something like that, and he wasn't even on the payroll for the airline or whatever. So he found a way where he could make money by not doing any work because he found a flaw in the system. And yes, an argument can be made that he exploited said flaw and he stole money from the airline and he was essentially scamming the airline, for lack of a better word, compared to somebody else doing the work. But then you have to think about it like this. Let's say he went to his superiors and he said, you know what, I found a flaw in the system and I think it should be dealt with. What would he have gotten out of that? A thank you? Maybe a gift card? At least in the case of Frank, the real guy from the movie, he got a job with the FBI. The guy that was programming, he just got fired. And that just brings me to my next point here. Really and truly, I think most jobs should be salary-based jobs to give people incentive to finish their work faster. This obviously can't be the truth for everybody, because places like malls and grocery stores and other stuff, they have to be open for certain times and stuff like that. But let's take the example of office workers. If they have a project to work on and they have the day to get it done, there's no incentive to finish it faster, because most of the time you'll just have to look busy until it's time to go home or somebody asks you for it or whatever the case is. So why would I kill myself to finish it if I'm just going to be wasting time after that? I would argue that if people got to finish their work and then go home right after that, they might even be more productive. I would also argue that people wouldn't have a problem taking on more work, if that makes sense. Because let's say for example, you have something to do at work that'll take you 3 hours today, and then you have another 3-hour project tomorrow. I would say that some people might even stay and complete the next 3-hour project for the next day. But then again, I guess you could say like, it kind of gets to the point where I feel like you might run out of work because you're like so far ahead of your work. But then if your superiors were really understanding and they wanted to run the most efficient workplace possible, they would be proud that you're getting all your work done in that allotted time frame. But it's like I say every video, what do I know? I'm just a 25-year-old undereducated kid that's trying to do his work in the most efficient way possible. Do I think the guy should have been fired for automating his job? No, but we only have one side of the story, right? But taking that at face value shows that workplaces don't reward efficiency, because you also have to think about this. When you're done your work, what do you get? You get more work to do. If me and another person at work are getting paid the same and he gets stuff wrong and he's slower than me, what do I get for being more efficient and thorough? Most of the time, I don't get anything. That's where I think workplaces have it wrong. And to be honest, it won't get fixed until somebody comes along and fixes it, or something catastrophic happens. Now thinking about it though, I don't think I should have said catastrophic because that makes it seem like something bad happens. But let's say, what's the word? Like the workplace gets like shaken up, right? The status quo changes, I guess you could say, until somebody comes along and changes the status quo. But like I said, I don't have enormous amounts of knowledge. I can only give my experiences I've had so far and try and give some insight on how we can improve them. At the end of the day, I just want the human race to be more efficient. I want everybody to be more efficient, right? Because then the more efficient we are, the quicker things get done, and that gives us more time to go home and chill or play video games or chill with your kids or do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, I just want everybody to have more leisure time and free time to do the things that they want to do. And as always, thanks for watching.